Daddy,
What?
aren't we supposed to go? Well, lucky.
Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo. And you already know what it is, man. You're rocking with the best, you heard? Let me get my studio set up here. Gonna do a Sunday thing, a Saturday thing today. Make sure I'm streaming on some channels. Let a few people jump in the mix. Say what's up. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. There we go. Tuning in from. There we go. Tuning in from. I haven't used StreamYard in months. I see you, Nikki D. He said, finally I caught you live, Notary. No doubt. Shout out to North Carolina. It's funny. We recently, Tech just sent me this thing in North Carolina, right? This lady was doing a will. And it said, the person is deceased. How do I notarize this document? And I'm like, if she's deceased, how are you doing a will? Like, what kind of fugazi shit is going on? And it was out there in North Carolina. Nikki, I hope it wasn't you. But that was wild. It was like, hey, I'm doing a will right now, and the person's deceased. So what can I do? That's wild. So today, I want to just share so much value with you guys that you're able to go out in real time and make money from it. I just did a notary, like literally just did a notary. That's my badge right here. For a repeat customer, right? And when you make a strong impact on on your clients, what's going to happen? Okay, let me rewind. Let me rewind that. When you are speaking to your clients, I want you to approach your clients as if they are family members. I know they're not your family. Hey, what up, LL? I know they're not your family, and I get it. I know, like, hey, I just want to keep things professional and stuff. I get that. But I want you to get skillful in the art of persuasion and influence, because when you do a notarization for a client, if you think that's the only notarization that they're going to do in their lifetime, you're highly mistaken. Okay? But if you make an impact in their lives to the point where they're like, you know what? I'm not dealing with no one else. I'm dealing with this person right here. This is who I want to do business with. You are our notary. You're our family notary. Listen, you just hit a gold mine. That person will refer you to other people. That person will use you again. That person will look at you in high regard and then call you whenever they have a document that needs a notarization. Now, the document that I did earlier, this lady could have clearly went over to UPS and got it notarized for $1. But there were other aspects that was involved in that, and I'll tell you what those aspects is, and this will help you identify some of the pain points that customers may have. So some of the problem was her mom just couldn't get out like that. The daughter moved from Texas. She was helping out the mom. She moved from Texas to Chicago, Calumet City, to help her mom navigate around the house because her mom was experiencing mid-dementia. And getting mom out of the house was a huge chore. So putting yourself in a position to say, look, I am not here to make things more complicated. I am not here to make things more confusing than they already are. I am here to make your life so much more easier. And let me tell you how I can do that. We have a traveling notary service. We will dispatch a notary. I'm giving you guys the tips. Write this shit down, y'all. Or, play this on repeat or whatever. I'm giving you guys the tips on how I was able to take my one-man show into a nationwide notary success. I would tell them that we will dispatch a professional certified notary public to your home to notarize your document. I never said that I'm coming out to your home to notarize your document, because if they look at me as a one-man show, it looks like I can only handle so much business, especially if it's a company that actually gets quite a bit of business. They're not going to feel comfortable sending me 10, 20 assignments a week. They understand, any type of business owner, any type of person that's been in business for a while, that people can get flustered, people can get overwhelmed, people can get burnt out. So they take that in consideration without having to ask you that question. But when you position your company and you let them know early, I can dispatch notaries across the nation, or we are a company, or we are an outfit, or we're a family-focused notary practice. I mean, if you want to get real fancy with it, get fancy with it. We are a family-focused notary practice where we help families navigate through trying times when it comes to notarizing documents like power of attorney, last will and testament, trust packages. You guys are, for those that are on my Notary SEAL team mailing list, you guys will be receiving an email on Tuesday, which is highly, highly tailored to get you to make more money per assignment. So if you guys have not joined my newsletter, join that newsletter. It's free. You get a lot of valuable content. But on Tuesday, you're going to get this really impactful newsletter. And I got my girl Medea in there. Yeah, yo, we got talking these notary streets. For sure. Because at this time, man, there are a lot of people out here, and I get it. Listen. I understand. You were not exposed to sales and marketing, and you chose the career that you chose. It's okay. But I feel like it's my duty, because I was exposed to sales and marketing, that I'm going to bring that element into this industry. I don't know if it's something that has to do with slavery. I don't know. But the way African Americans view sales, it's bad. It's bad. It's hindering us from succeeding to on a whole nother level. We're very good at consumerism. We'll get $1.3 trillion in annual revenue per year, but we'll blow all of it. Like, we are professional, avid consumers. If you want to learn how to spend money, look at the black culture. We have mastered the art. We are the Leonardo da Vinci of consumerism. But when it comes to being producers of products and services and merchandising and selling our products, for some reason we're looking at it as it's being icky. It looks salesy. It looks we just have this really bad connotation about it, and we have to remove that. We have to remove that if we're going to take this to the next level, because we know how to get money. That's nothing. That's easy. But we're leaving a lot of money on the table because we're not creating more products, making more offers, selling, negotiating, influencing, persuading more and more people to purchase our products and services. That makes sense? Does that make sense? So my job is to show you guys how to package, how to position your notary products, how to sell it, how to close the deal, how to get the money, Chico. How many of you guys have your payment gateways set up right now? How many of you guys have your payment gateway set up? Okay, let me ask you an even better question. For all my notaries that are on here, because I get different entrepreneurs at different industries, but specifically for my notaries, answer this in the chat. Perfect, Nikki. I'm glad you have that set up. How many of you guys are collecting money before you go to the notarization? Type in a 1 if you're collecting payment before the notarization. Type in 2 if you're not. Type in 1 if you are collecting payment up front before the notarization. Type in 2 if you're not. That's what I'm talking about, Nikki. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be shy. We all family here. If you're not, just put a number 2. Put a number 2. Collecting payment up front is extremely important in your business. When I first started in this notary business, I was collecting payment either on the spot, or I would wait to collect payment, like, the traditional 30 to 45 days, right? Now, I was new to the industry. I really didn't understand that there was another way to do it. As far as I was concerned, like, when I would look at different videos and I'm on YouTube, and it was an industry norm. It was a normal thing for people to get paid 30 to 45 days or collect payment after they did the notarization. Here's the problem with that. If you're running 20, 25, 30, 40 appointments a month, and you're awaiting payment 30 to 45 days from now, do you understand that can bankrupt you before you even get started? Unless you have a job, right? And you have additional income coming from a different source to sustain you until those checks start coming in, you could get bankrupt before you even get started. You'll be spending money on gas, paper, time, which is the most valuable, the most priceless part of it, until you get paid. So in the meantime, you have to pay for your light bill, your gas bill, your mortgage, your rent, but you're waiting on paychecks. That's right, Nikki. And it's scary. It's scary because let me tell you what happened to me. I remember I did a job for State Farm. And I'm thinking it's State Farm. It's a big company, man. They're not short on money or anything like that. But guess what? That person that contracted my company to do the notarization, this guy gets transferred to a whole different department. So 30 days go by, no check in the mail. 45 days go by. I'm like, okay, this is looking a little bit odd. The 47th day, I call State Farm saying, hey, we did a notarization for, one of your employees for your company. This is his name, blah, blah, blah. We still haven't received payment from it. Oh, John got transferred to a whole different department. Let me see who I can have you talk to. Now they put me on the phone with a lady who has no clue about the notarization that happened. So now she has to go and find John to verify if I should be getting paid or not. Well, guess who I started to feel like? I started to feel like a collection agency. And I said, this isn't the part that I want in my business model. I don't want to hunt different people to collect my bread. And let me tell you, it happens more often than you think. You can sidestep that. I have sidestepped that. I have zero outstanding balances with no appointments. I don't have to look at my records or look up my dry erase board and see who paid and who didn't pay. You can do this as well. One of the easiest ways I can tell you to do, get yourself a Calendly account. Not that free Calendly. I'm talking about the paid Calendly. I think it's like $15 a month. With the paid Calendly, I can get the customers to book the appointment, book the day, book the time, and then make their payment right there in that one screen. And collect payment right there on the spot. I've heard situations where people would say, oh, title companies won't pay on the spot. That is BS. That is BS. It's not true. Somebody else's opinion of this business can become your reality if you listen to the wrong people. If you listen to the wrong people, their reality can become your reality. Or their fears can become your reality. Do you know there are notaries out here that train other notaries, and they will inject their fears into their students? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Or, nah, I wouldn't take that chance and try to ask for a payment. You might lose the deal. At what point do you break out of that mold and be like, I'm going to try that? That's the type of coach that you want. That's the type of mentor that you want. A person that's going to push you to push beyond your limits, to push you beyond your comfort zone. The worst thing a notary coach or a mentor can do is inject their fears into you. You know who does that very well? Parents. Parents inject their fears into their children. I know, I'm a parent. And I try not to do that. But let my kid's grandmother talk, or sometimes my wife, they will say, oh, you don't want to take that route because this route is dangerous. I was like, that was dangerous like 20 years ago. Place don't look like that anymore. Or don't do this because it might cause this situation, because that is your fear. That is the result. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen to someone else. So, yes, you can get payment from title escrow companies up front. I've done it. But if I was just listening to all of these notary coaches and gurus and stuff like that, I would never ask. Now, in the beginning, when the lady said, oh, no, that's not our policy, we do not pay notaries up front. That's what she told me. And I said, okay, well, let me take off the gloves, right? I'm taking off the gloves. I was like, well, today we doing battle. You got me at the right time. So I told her, we do not run appointments unless there is payment done, unless the transaction has gone through. That's our company policy. Now, here's what happened, right? It was a standoff. In the beginning, there's so much I want to share with you guys, man. And I'm going to try to do it in spurts. I heard the urgency in her voice. There was a high level of urgency in her voice of getting this assignment done. She needed it done badly. It was a loan closing. So then I told her what I told her. Go. I'll be there in a second. Okay. So then, go, wait, boy. I swear. See, kids, they don't care. They will bomb drop. They will video drop any video that you do. But then, let me pick up where I left off. So now we're at a standoff, and I heard the urgency in her voice. This is the great thing about taking phone calls from your notary clients. You can hear if they're in a bit of a panic. That's why you should be doing 10% of the talking and letting your client do 90% of the talking. So after I told her that, I was okay with her walking away. I was okay with losing that deal. That gave me leverage. That gave me leverage to tell her, well, Unfortunately, we won't be able to do your assignment. Now, if I was thirsty, she would have heard that in my voice. And she would be like, well, we're going to walk away. And like most notaries do, and I've heard it because I hire a lot of notaries to run assignments for me, they start giving lower prices. Wait. Can I give you a, how about I give you a discount? Or how about I drop everything and go run this assignment? Those that are on this chat, if you're guilty of it, you know you've done that shit. So she heard in my voice that I was willing to lose the deal over the situation. Shortly after, she says, well, normally we don't do this, but we really need to get this done. Do you guys accept American Express? Really, lady? So what that told me was they're always in a position to pay up front, but if they can delay payment, they will. They will. Because just like a bank, they can find better use of that money and then use that money maybe to put into some advertising, make them even more money. So by the time they pay you, they're paying you with some other funds that doesn't affect them at all. You should be talking 10% of the time, and your client should be talking 90% of the time. Your job is to ask the best questions. I had a phone call today. Shout out to Vladimir in New York. The guy found me on Google, right? And said, I found your notary business online. I do translations. I do translation documents. I will translate documents for notary business. And so he cold called me. Now, the great thing about this cold call is that he knew who his target audience was. He knows that notary publics will often get clients that need translation, like they have a birth certificate that they need translated. So this guy translates Russian, Ukrainian, Portuguese, and I think the school that he goes to, they're able to do Spanish. So this guy has no idea who he was calling, because I have so many notaries in my ecosystem that I could really give this guy a lot of business. Now, here's the thing. He gave me the impression that there are other people involved in this situation that can handle a certain amount of deals. Because he said, I don't do Spanish, but I have someone in my university that does translate Spanish documents. If he never put that out there, I would have assumed that he is a one-man show, because that's how he was speaking. Many notaries will put themselves in a position where they sound like a one-man show. You don't know who you're talking to on the phone. It might be a law firm. It might be a escrow company, title company, any type of business that gets bulk clients. And if you give them the impression that it's just you and you alone, they may not feel comfortable giving you more assignments like that. They may just give you 1 or 2 assignments a week or a month. So what I would do to position my company, especially if I knew that they were on the phone, but a lot of times they won't reveal to you that they're with a law firm or anything like that. So I would let them know, oh, by the way, we are a nationwide outfit. And for those that are part of my academy, you guys know I teach you guys in an hour how to become a notary agency. And it's not as hard as you think it is. Some of these notary gurus out here make it seem harder than it is. I can show somebody how to start a notary agency in like 30 minutes. In 30 minutes. So I would let them know that we are a nationwide outfit and we provide notaries all across the US. Boom. So now I've positioned myself for this client to say, you know what? I can give this guy more work. I can't tell you how many times that my clients have given me work outside my market that I'm not nowhere near it, like Texas and New Jersey and California and all of these places. I'm not in those markets like that, but I could find a notary in those markets. See, the thing is, when you're building your notary kingdom, your notary empire, you want to have specific but powerful, unique selling propositions. So with this guy right here that does document translation, he gives me leverage. He gives me leverage because I know how to package a product like that. I know how to take something as simple as document translation and package it to the point where it looks and positions myself to be an extremely valuable service. Not only can we translate your documents, but we can also dispatch a notary to notarize the document after it gets translated. You see that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, well, it does take practice. It does. But just like riding a bike, after you learn how to ride the bike, you don't need a helmet. You don't need training wheels anymore. You could ride with no hands. You could eat a burger. You could talk on the phone while riding the bike. It gets easier and easier and easier. But I hope this was helpful, ladies and gentlemen. It's 30 minutes in. I just wanted to drop in, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you, Nikki D, for the commentary. Yeah, every week we do the notary sales training. I decided to do something on Saturday. It was wearing on me, so I wanted to be able to help out. And, you know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that. Send a like, comment, whatever you do. You know, it's all love here. I wish you guys the best. Enjoy your weekend. And peace, love, and cash flow to you guys. 100.